Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force. Today we have a few things to talk about. We have yet another. No, actually, you know what? Today we're not talking about Overpower because I guess it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. We talked about that yesterday. I don't know why I said that. My apologies. We have Pocket Dimension Omega to talk about. This is actually kind of interesting because I wasn't sure how to feel. I'll be honest. I spent a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours, tackling this over the last the two resets, the first one and then today, and it is actually not bad content, and that is something that is very rare for me to say in Marvel Strike Force. However, there's going to be a star and an asterisk here, is that it's gated. And that's the biggest problem, and why I'm not going to be making a guide video on this, because the amount of people that are actually going to watch that or is going to benefit is going to be a small portion. And I don't really want to make content that is not available for the majority. And so for that reason, I won't be doing that, but I've been doing it on my own. I've been tackling it. We're going to talk about this. There's also some data mines in today's video as well. So if you're ready to go, everyone, let's boil this down. Okay, so I'm on node 5, I think, of Pocket Dimension Omega. And when I first did my very first, we're going to talk about that very first node because it fucking sucks. But when I did the first node and I cleared it, I was at like I think I was just under 4,000 in terms of the ranking. I'm at 2,400 now with this 101,000. Now, it's my understanding that somebody in my Discord purchased the $5 offer. That's the pop-up free claim with the $5 there. And that got them also kind of in a similar range. Now, the total amount of orb fragments that are available in Pocket Dimension Omega is, I believe, 22,000 if you can clear both runs, which is going to be hard, by the way. Very, very, very hard. And that's going to be equivalent to about $50, I think, of spending if you care about the leaderboard. That being said, the same stuff still applies to the leaderboard that I talked about yesterday. So you can see here that there's still, people who have kind of like tackled the same amount of nodes. So all the way from 2360, I have the same points, to 2410, right? And then down a little bit more as well. So there's going to be a lot of people still with the same score and with the same position, depending on how many nodes of Pocket Dimension Omega or regular Pocket Dimension, right, that they clear. And so that same issue that I talked about with the rating with the Vigilante and how it pings the scoreboard and how it's going to drop you to the bottom of essentially where you're at is a big deal. And I hope that they address this. I hope that I hope this has been forwarded. The concerns that I've raised in yesterday's video and today is forwarded by, maybe I'll send it to Mobile Gamer, and maybe there's someone in the Envoy program that maybe, I don't know if they've been clued in over there. I don't know if they understand what's going on over there as far as the events and this board and how it's fucked up, or how it's going to be fucked up next week at payout, that there's just no way to kind of break the tie. There's going to be many ties, and actually there's going to be huge cluster F over in the Pocket Dimension ×2 category in the normal one. It's going to be like 30,000 people with the same score. It's going to be absolutely wild. So we'll see what ends up happening, what they decide to do about that. Last time, I'm trying to think, last time that there was a problem with this, I believe they stretched the ranking threshold. So like anyone that was, I don't know, like it would be like 7,000 to like 40,000, something insane, because they all had the same score. So I think that's what they did last time, but it's been a while and I can't quite remember. If somebody has better memory than me, let me know in the comments section down below. Now, I do want to kind of dip into a Pocket Dimension Omega and share with you guys where I'm currently sitting at. So yeah, I am on mission 5. I did wipe once. I triggered a wipe because I was also getting tired of just resetting over and over again. My reset tolerance is kind of low. But I did clear node number 1 with a lot of attacks. I was just face smashing this, honestly, at some point. So this node is the one with the 5 million Kohori. And it's actually the worst one. It is literally a gatekeeper node, in my opinion, that like once you get through this one, that it's not as difficult. The other nodes with some RNG is a little bit better. Node number 2, I did this in a one-shot. Node number wherever 3 is, I did this in one shot as well. Node number 4, I also did. in a one shot. So I've been spending time. I still have my characters actually right now for node number 5. I'm just not doing this right now. The other thing that I want to point out is that the the health packs have carried over from, I don't know which one it carried over from, if it was Frozen Dimension or another one, but they're still there. And so that allows you to do, that's why I had the shit ton of refreshes down here, because I carried this over from the 2 days, the first day and then the carryover. So that's what I did there. And then node number 5. And you can see it's not a ton of orb fragments, but it's still enough to kind of push you ahead on that leaderboard though, without spending money. So that's kind of the big thing there that I wanted to share with you guys. But the content is, I'm not gonna say it's fun, but it is challenging. Except for that first node is a really fucking, whoever made that first node can get fired. But the overall content isn't bad. However, it is, I think, aimed at or balanced towards at least 5 plus, 5 yellow, 5 red. Because my characters are like 3 yellow. My new characters are 3, 3, 3, and 3. And they're pretty much maxed out. I have a G20 Silver Sable. The others aren't G20, but they do die pretty quickly from striker ISOs, which is not fun. I think if they were 5/5 and they were sitting over like 10 million hit points, that kind of thing, they would be surviving a lot better. They're also struggling to put down their debuffs as well, actually. So the focus on 3/3 is not as good as what a 5/5 or higher would be. So my big issue with this, though, is that they had this requirement. It says recommended gear tier 20. Okay, so they put that there. But originally on the blog, they said that you only needed gear tier 17 and level 90 to enter this. You would get absolutely crushed. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. So they should have been more transparent and honest about it, that they would say that, like, bare minimum, honestly, 105 G19, because I don't see anyone going through Omega without having that as their characters, honestly, because even with what I have, it is really fucking hard. That being said, what I would like, and I saw this post here on Reddit, and that's what I want to share with you guys. Fallen Dimension Omega. This is the kind of PvE content, as we meant to say. Endgame players have been looking for. Shame is paywalled. So I do think that the overall content is challenging enough, and that's good. But again, what's mentioned here in the thread is that it is paywalled, that it's locked behind unreleased characters. So if you didn't core for Silver Sable and Hitmonkey, both of them, because Silver Sable is not available free to play, then you wouldn't have access to this content. And I think this is the type of content that should be available to all players, because it is interesting. It is, for better or for worse, it is interesting, and it is challenging, and something that the wider player base should be able to give a try. That's all. That's why I think that maybe this is a step in the right direction. Perhaps the feedback would be that they should do this kind of stuff, just not with characters unreleased. Now, I think the intention also is that people spend money on the new characters so they have access to Pocket Dimension Omega. But I don't even know why it's gatekept. I'll be honest, I don't know why it's gatekept, because the rewards in here are so you don't even get anything. Unlike the Fallen Dimension regular mode, where you got some red gear and shit, you don't get anything in this. There's no gear tier 20. I mean, aside from, I guess indirectly, you're getting the orb fragments, and therefore you're getting leaderboard position. But other than that, there's no direct gear tier 20 or really good resources. There's no shards on here. So honestly, I don't know why it's gatekept this much. I think it's a bit unnecessary, but it was a good thread. Again, great job on the content, bad job on the gatekeeping. I think I can agree with that, by Zach Jones 0606. So let me know what your thoughts are. I mean, I think for me, if you're in the position where you have most of your characters, your vigilantes, or even some of them, honestly, at like level 100 plus, G19, you're probably autoing it. At least I autoed it. It wasn't that difficult. And this was pre-Hitmonkey. I didn't even use Hitmonkey, actually. And so I used the 4 of them, and I used one of the other characters as a filler, and it was a complete auto for me. Fallen Dimension Omega is definitely not an auto, though, which is, I guess, refreshing. And we'll see, right? If they bring out more challenging content. I just think this one was a little bit... I think it was a little bit extreme. I think they could have toned it down a little bit, and then made it more available to the wider player base. And I think that we would have been in a really good position for PvE content. So let's jump on to the Datamines for the last bit of the video. All right, and we have a few things here to talk about in the Datamines, starting off with the silver code. Now, what's a little bit weird is that this event, whatever this is also kind of sounds very similar to this new Red Justice event. But anyways, it says Battle in Chaos Raid. Now, these could be Command Center sort of mission weekly things. Battle in Chaos Raid, open and earn Armory 20 orb fragments. Now, this one's a little bit concerning because it does talk about giving points for opening an Armory 20 orb. And I don't know if this will probably be like sometime next week if it starts. And it makes me wonder whether or not I should be saving my Armory 20 orbs if it's going to give me additional points for that. And defeating Chaos Raid bio or skill boss at difficulty 5. Now, keep in mind that next week, I'm pretty sure next Monday is going to be the Thunderbolts showcase and also the first Thunderbolts character to come out. I don't know who it is yet, but that we'll find out on the Friday vlog. Now, you get points for battling in raids, spending raid credits. This one is weird, right? Like, who the hell is spending raid credits? Earning teal gear raid orb fragments from Chaos Raids. Okay. Earn Armory 20 orb fragments from Chaos Raid D3+. Open a Dark Armory or 20 orb, and then defeat a Chaos Raid bio or skill boss at D5. Obviously, with Vigilantes, this is fine, but I don't know how people are going to necessarily do this without... I guess you could sack it, just do the boss node if you're getting points for just the boss. Now, is this an individual... It must be an alliance-based milestone. There's no way they would make a raid thing like an individual thing. It'd be kind of weird, because then you'd be fighting over the boss nodes. Coming soon, Red Justice. Now, this sounds like going to be the new alliance milestone, because it's earning Daredevil Modern Shards. It also talks about Allied Supply Orb Fragments, which tends to be these alliance milestones. So... get ready for Red Justice, and then again, so you're going to be getting points for bio or skill bosses. So that's why it's very weird, because it's kind of like almost the same as this silver code thing. But you're going to be getting a Daredevil Modern Shard. So it's probably like how we've been getting Havoc Shards every week with the Chaos, whatever the Crimson, whatever it was called. And we're going to be getting like 25 Daredevil Modern Shards per week. That sounds like what we're going to be getting there. Although we've already had this free-to-play event, so that's just more Daredevil Shards, but that's fine. You're going to get points for beating a Chaos Raid boss. Now, in here, it does talk about actually bio or skill, but in the points data mine, it did not say that, so I don't know. And then you get bonus points for raiding with Vigilantes, 5, 6, 7 yellow. Obviously, that'll also include Punisher and Elektra, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal there. There was in these new... I don't know what to call these, but these were like events. Maybe they're milestones, maybe they're Command Center stuff. I'm really not sure, because it says training... It sounds like an offer, honestly. Training super deal, play campaign and earn training orbs. Commander, play campaign nodes and earn training orbs and open them to progress through this milestone to get a super deal on L4 training modules. That's what it made me feel like an offer. Like, I don't know, do you progress through the milestone and unlocks a special offer? I'm really not sure. And then the same thing happened up for Gear Tier 20. Play Chaos Raids on difficulty 3 or higher to earn Armory 20 orb fragments and progress through this milestone to get a super deal on Gear Tier 20 mini uniques. So again, I don't know what kind of form this is going to take. This very well could be Command Center kind of stuff, because it just sounds a bit weird to what I'm used to. Coming soon, Silver Sable super deal. Again, same thing, but now you're playing Blitz with Vigilantes, and then you're going to earn Path to Silver Sable orb fragments more, and then some super deal on Silver Sable shards. Also, it seems like they're going to be updating the store pretty soon, because the shop credits are now in the Datamines, which is the thing that they're basically taking all the different store credits and converting it into shop credits. Also, Intel. This is going to be the new Season 1 Quasar event store, and it says use Intel to purchase items in the Intel store. Also, obviously, PvE. We knew that PvE Overpower is coming soon. There's a whole slew of stuff I just posted anyways for Overpower. And also, Strike Pass Season 84 is going to be Daredevil Modern Shards. So even more Daredevil Shards coming your way. And there's also like this weird beginner one for Annihilator Shards, but that's just it there. So that's it for the video. Let me know how things have been for you guys. For those of you who are taking their way through Pocket Dimension Omega, Fallen Dimension Omega, how have you guys been, and what do you feel about it for those of you who have started anyways? Otherwise, for those of you who have not, let me know what your thoughts are about Fallen Dimension in general and where things are going right now. That's going to be the end of this video, everyone, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.